Ladies and gentlemen, gentlemen and ladies, ladies and gents, we're going to start this off with a little bit of Larry, the legendary Graham Central Station in my background. Now, you guys may or may not be able to hear Larry, but the point is, that's for my benefit, not for yours. That little chime you heard in the background, that's the connection for the internet. Let's do this and let's do that. Get rid of that clock in front of me. Ladies and gentlemen, you see this right here? W2, W4, W9. What's the difference? We're not worried about the difference. We're worried about images. So images everything. So let's take a look at a W2 and a W4. Okay? And let's show you guys something you may not have paid attention to when you were looking at your W2s and W4s. Because I am a one in a million. Okay, anyway, my song, people. I've always loved this song. This is just the way the song is done. He's not trying to show off, not trying to overdo or sing outside his range like some people do, you know. I'm trying to pull up an image of a W2, W4, and I'm not concerned with the difference, but that's what the caption was. Order now. Nobody cares about no order now. Show me the image, ignorant people. This image has been removed at the request of the copyright owner. Oh, look at that. W2, W4, W9 copyright owner, huh? Interesting, huh? Yep, all the images are removed at the request of the copyright owner. Hold on. A one in a million. I am trying, ladies and gentlemen. I am looking. There it is. You see that word right there? Now, y'all, I'm gonna blow it up so y'all can see. Those of y'all who paying attention, if you meet both conditions, exempt, right? Exempt here. Ladies and gentlemen, you literally write exempt there. Okay? Last year I had the right to a refund of all federal income tax withheld because I had no tax liability because I'm not a taxpayer. This year I expect a refund of all federal income tax withheld because I expect to have no tax liability because I am a non-taxpayer and I, a private citizen, and I am not a taxpayer, and I don't have to pay federal taxes. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the W4. You put exempt. Don't worry about whether or not your employer is going to accept it or not. The form has exempt on it. The W2s, W4s, W9s, there is a box that says exempt. I keep trying to explain to people, but people don't weed. They don't weed. They don't weed. I weed. I didn't say weed. I said read. Okay? All right. Ladies and gentlemen, how did I know that would be there? I haven't filled out one of these forms in years. And I have not looked at one of them in years. I've had no need. Okay? Give me a second. Oh, look at that. There's exempt again. Exempt payee. Exemption. All of the forms. This is a W9. They all have exemption on them, ladies and gentlemen. It's your fault that you're filling them out. Ignorance of the law is no excuse, so it is your fault. Nobody else's fault. So you are due back all of that income tax you've been paying. Okay? There is a form for that. Don't be sitting up there arguing with nobody because you did something wrong. Okay? Nobody else is going to do a video showing you that you've been doing something wrong and then showing you what you need to do to undo it. But pay attention. All of y'all, all of you employees don't realize that you have the right, pay attention, to earn a living. Now pay attention. Taxpayer identification number. Okay? So you are voluntarily being a taxpayer. What I am suggesting to you, this is the exemption section. Okay, you got to put the taxpayer identification number there for the taxpayer, but you have to let them know that, I'm sorry, I did not have a gross income greater than that of my necessities. Necessities. See, there's that exempt right there again. Let's see if we have another form that says exempt in it. I know we do, because all their forms have that exempt thing. See, this is another one that's exempt. This is 2018, y'all. The last one was 2013, but 2018 says exempt. Okay? All of their forms have continued to say this, but what happens? You have gone out of your way to just put anything there because somebody suggested you put something there. Nobody told you to mark anything other than exempt there. So pay attention. I claim exemption from withholdings for 2000, whatever year that is, and I certify that I meet both the following conditions for exemption. That last year I had no federal tax income liability. Why? Because I did not earn a profit last year. Now, if you have a business, you can't do it. You'd have to redo it. Now, look, y'all, as a kid, I would listen to this song, and I'm not saying that this is a great song. Let me tell you something. People, we talk about beats and everything. This right here, okay, let me just say, I like that rhythm because if loving me is wrong, I don't want to be right. Okay? I like the way the song is done, and he's going to come to a point in this song, and I'm going to let you know that when he gets to that point, I'm going to turn it up and I'm going to play it. Why? Because that is the one part of the song that I like. Forget the words. But you can't forget the words because the words mean something. And if you listen to music without listening to the words, you have problems. This song is about adultery. This song is about somebody coming into someone else's life and taking something that they don't have the right to take. This song is about theft. Okay? And so the fact that he don't want to be right, that is a selfish act. All right. Now, hold on. That part, right? Did you see that, how that just comes in? Now, it's going to happen again, better than that. But that part right there, that little change, it just does something to me. And then he asks if he's wrong. He keeps asking if he's wrong. You ain't got to ask somebody if you're wrong. The fact that you asking the question, you know you're wrong. You know there's a problem. Okay. To give you love. See, exempt, ladies and gentlemen. Exempt. All of the forms have the word exempt on them. Because they can't force you to pay taxes. You have to volunteer to ignore that. Okay? You have to volunteer. Now, here it is, y'all. See? Just that. Okay. Oh, and hold on, y'all. Here's the suggestions. Hold on. See, these are suggestions. You see this form right here? It's suggestion as to what goes where. Now, people have been trying to redo this and undo this. Okay, you know, this is a corporation, y'all. This ain't for a person. But people have been trying to give people suggestions on how to do all of this. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not giving you a suggestion. I'm telling you exactly what the form says. If you're not a taxpayer, then you are not liable for taxes. If you have not made a gross income greater than your expenses, then you're not a taxpayer. Many of you have mortgages. Now remember, every year you have a mortgage. Now your mortgage, how much is your mortgage? Well, I asked somebody this question today, and the person responded, hold on, I gotta pause y'all for a second. We gotta go here. And so give me 1 second, y'all. Where's my pause button? Where you at? Pause. Ladies and gentlemen, the song in the background is the La 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 song, and it's done by a young lady named Minnie Rippleton. The late Minnie Rippleton. The late, great Minnie Rippleton. I loves me some Minnie. Y'all just have to understand Minnie. Minnie was Minnie. Hold on now. We want this right here. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's do this. You have a mortgage. Let's do... Okay, not supposed to be a space in front of mort. Okay. But mortgage means dead note. Look, ladies and gentlemen, that ain't got nothing to do with this conversation. I don't know why people do that. Nobody cares what it means. We're not talking about what it means. Nothing in our conversation said anything about what it means. So don't do that. God. Okay, let's say your mortgage is $198,246.00. That's how much your mortgage was originally. And that includes interest payments and adjustments and fees and services and taxes and all that. The total is $198,246, right? Ladies and gentlemen, every year I'm doing a write-off of a $198,000, well, whatever the balance is of that mortgage at the end of the next year. I'm writing off whatever the balance. So let's say the next year my balance is $174 or $74,875,000. Well, $174,875.98. Okay, I'm writing off this. I'm reporting this as bad debt. And so anything that I may have gained and or accumulated is offset against this. Why? Because this is my debt. I'm holding this debt. At the end of every year, I have a mortgage to prove this is my debt. They send me mortgage statements every month so that I can adjust my debt correctly. But you guys are not doing it. Everybody wants to talk about this. 1099 OID. Why are you doing an OID when you can get your debt adjusted every year and not pay any taxes, people? Do you not realize that government is responsible for Do you not realize that? Oh, I'm sorry. What am I thinking? We are doing this as if I'm typing up a document for myself. I got to remember who I'm talking to. I'm talking to y'all. Now, y'all do understand somebody, oh, it ain't necessities. Give me my E. I got love on my mind. Now, I can't play this song, y'all. They don't like me playing Natalie. They don't like me playing Natalie. Okay, I love me some Natalie, okay? But they don't want me playing Natalie. I wonder how old Natalie is doing. You know, I'm gonna do a YouTube search for Natalie to see if she's been producing anything and doing concerts and everything, because Natalie, that woman can sing, having love on her mind. Ladies and gentlemen, the government is responsible for taking care of your necessities. It's part of the New Deal. It's part of the current crisis, the so-called national emergency. And what you haven't been doing is holding government to its obligations. You've been relieving government of its obligation. Why? Because instead of you reporting your debt the way you're supposed to report your debt, if you have a mortgage, you should be offsetting the balance of your mortgage every year, because that's your debt for the year. So you can't make a profit as long as you have a balance that's in the negative. And you people have been allowing them to tax you, okay? And I want you to pay attention to the taxes that are coming out. Most of your taxes for the state are not coming out of your federal income tax. They're coming out of your state tax. Now, hold on. I want to make sure you guys get this too. Many of you are paying... Now, I did that purposely. You see that TA? Texas. Anyway, you're paying taxes for your property. Ladies and gentlemen, you only owe property tax. Go and look at the laws. You only owe property tax for property for which it is not your... If it's not your main residence, your main home, you don't pay taxes on your main property. That property is... Okay? If you want proof that it is exempt, then you need to go UCC 9-102 and, where's my and symbol over the 7, 9-10, there you go. That's your code for your property being non-commercial, non-profit, non-gain property. You're not making any money off your property, so why are they taxing you on it? They can only tax you off of commercial gain. Hold on. I know some of y'all are not getting it. Some of y'all just don't understand. I can't understand it. Okay, so watch this. NH Bill 1798, I think 78. Is it 1778? Yeah, 778. That's it right there. 1778 text TEXT. We ain't gonna do this no more, y'all. Okay, I'm tired of... I apologize. I'm joking. Nobody else is doing this. Nobody else is showing you this information. Go and look. Go and look at the tax agents. And nobody else is talking about this. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll say it again. Don't ask me how I know this, because I didn't have to study it. I just know what I know. And that is very difficult. Okay? Yeah! This is a song, y'all. Come on, tell them.
And I'll love you.
Listen to that. Sorry, I need my music. I cannot get through my day without music. And by the way, this bill was bipartisan. Okay? I'm so into me. I am so into me. This is the right to travel bill of New Hampshire. Okay? And I promise you, a lot of people don't like this bill. But let's do something so you guys understand. We need this first paragraph. The very first paragraph is all you need, but we're going to cover some more. As a matter of fact, let's see if we can make this larger just for this page. I think I did too much. That's 250. Let's do 175. It ain't did it. Oh, there it is. Whew. I thought that it wasn't going to do it for us, y'all. But it did it. I'm trying to move the screen, but it ain't moving. I'm so into me. I don't know what I'm going to do. Okay. I want you all to pay attention to this paragraph. If you've not seen this paragraph, this is the paragraph you need to pay attention to. Statement of purpose. The general court, that means all three branches of government, the governor, the Supreme Court, well, the court, and the Congress. All of them got together. That creates the general court. General means everyone. The general court finds that the authority of the department, in other words, the authority of government, is limited only to commercial users. Okay, it is not for their so-called authority is not over the private citizen. Okay, now when they say sovereign people, that means a group. That's not singular, that's the group. The people are sovereign as a group. That's what they were highlighting. So pay attention that the corporate state employees, do you know we can prove that all government is corporate? Hold on, let me do this right here. Anyway, I want you all to pay attention to something. Hold on, where is it at? Pay attention. The Department of Defense is an executive branch department of the federal government of the United States charged with coordinating and supervising all agencies and functions of the government concerned directly with national security and the United States Armed Forces. Ladies and gentlemen, it is not a department of the United States government. The United States military cannot be a part of the United States government. That is impossible. That's why you got to be careful when you go to Wikipedia. Wikipedia. Did you know that the United States Department of Defense is the world's largest employer by number of employees? 2.86. Remember, there was one point they were like claiming they had 4 million when they were speaking about China. The United States doesn't have 4 million active military. But anyway, this is to let you know that they are an employer. They are a corporation. Let me prove to you that they're a corporation. Would you like me to prove it? I can prove it. Hold on. Watch this. Hold on. Where you at? Where you at? Not that part right there. Oh, there he is right there. CEO, Jay Mathis. And Secretary, James Mathis. He's the CEO and the Secretary. Now, how can you be a CEO and a Secretary? What, you don't have enough money? I just heard on TV today that y'all got so much money y'all don't even know what to do with it. Had an audit and didn't even pass your own audit. Okay, so how he gonna be his own CEO and his own secretary? He answers his own calls? I guarantee he don't answer his own calls. Okay, he's the CEO of that corporation. All right, let's continue so that you guys will get it. That the corporate state employees have by their silence. Why? Because they have a duty to answer your questions. You have the right to petition for redress, and if you ask government a question, government must answer your question. Now, your question has to be directly related to their functions and their duty and qualifications. But they remain silent. That constitutes deceit, deception, fraud. That's why they said this down here. They use this term. You're dealing with the court, the governor, and the Congress. They did not use this term, their silence, loosely. They knew exactly what they were saying. They failed to fully inform the people. So they only give you presumptions that of the state that an automobile or your own personal private property, pay attention, private property, your home is private property as defined by, don't worry about the RSA, that's revised statutes annotated for that particular state. Well, anyway, this is UCC Article 9-109 is household goods, consumer goods, not for commercial use or for profit or gain. Okay? That's your property. So why are you paying taxes on something? Pay attention. Pay attention because you're not getting it just yet, but you will get it in a minute. The courts have found that the corporate public servants have ignored their accountability as mandated in the Bill of Rights for the United States and have by their silence and failure to fully inform the people of the consequences arising from their corporate offer to contract, paying taxes, is deemed silent deception and inducement to fraud. I don't know why nobody has filed pay attention, a federal lawsuit against the state of New Hampshire because this documents that the people have been deceived. You have been bamboozled. You've been hoodwinked. Did you see that idiot? I'm sorry. He's not president anymore, but he's still an idiot. Try to use those words of Malcolm X of being bamboozled, hoodwink. Okay, pay attention, people, so that you get it. Under that code, UCC, Article 9, Section 102, it says household goods and consumer goods has the same meaning, and it shall include automobiles. Automobiles and all non-commercial conveyances. Ladies and gentlemen, it's just not automobiles, it's your home as well. Go and look up the code, UCC Article 9, Section 102. Okay? Non-commercial. It is non-commercial. So pay attention. Isn't that what they say up here? Household goods and consumer goods, not for commercial use or for profit or gain. Well, your home, your private property, it's not for profit or for gain. You're not conducting business unless you're running a business out of your home. And thus you'll be regulated. Why? Because you can't make more than your actual bills, which is why you include that full mortgage. Because remember, your mortgage can be paid off at any time prior to its maturity. You better recognize that. And you're in foreclosure and they accelerated your mortgage, of course you need to be recording that. I mean, there's so much I can tell you about what to do if they accelerate your mortgage and how you can go ahead and pay off your mortgage with that. But I can't talk about that. I apologize. Sorry, I cannot. We're working on some things for certain people, but I can't do that. Eventually, TTOPP, the other organization we're starting, look, you can go here, but we're not starting this just yet. Hold on. It's called TTOPP. 2 T's, 1 O, 2 P's. .org. Okay? TTOPP.org. We ain't playing this song because this is Sylvia, and she wants to talk about pillows. Let me tell you, Sylvia ain't talking about no pillows. She's talking about the Isley brothers in between sheets. Got to turn my voice recognition off. Sorry, y'all. And you know, everybody needs just a little bit. The Threat Outbreak Preparedness Program. We are going to be bringing this program together where we're going to be helping people with their mortgages and their homes and other things. The website is already together. It explains everything. But remember, this is not going into effect for at least another year. This is what we've been doing. So if you think SATCOM is just sitting out doing nothing, no, SATCOM is sitting up here helping to create other organizations to help people. Okay? Right for me. Sorry. I like this song. Okay, don't y'all like this song? Okay. And if you notice, this site was up September 18. You know that she's gone? This is my Hall and Oates. Oh no, this is Tavares. Sorry. Tavares. Sorry, Tavares. But Hall and Oates, you know, they did something, you know, very, very similar. What went wrong? Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we're not here to talk about this site. If you want to know more about this site, this organization, TTOPP.org. Okay? That's where the information is. Let's get back to this so that you understand. UCC Article 9, Section 109 says your property, because it is non-commercial, is exempt from taxation. Why do you think we keep seeing that word today, exempt? People, I'm going to tell it to you so that you get it. I have been placing exempt on all of my W-2s and W-4s. And when I had to fill out a W-9, exempt. Pay attention. It says the Division of Motor Vehicles shall issue all non-commercial traveler a photo identification card at no cost. Why? Because you're not doing anything commercially. With the words RSA 382A:9-109 exempt printed on such identification card. Ladies and gentlemen, my ID has UCC Article 9-102 and Article 9-109. No, let me pull it out. UCC 9-102, 9-109, exempt, private property, no trespass. And then the codes for the state of California under trespass. Now it says that they shall say exempt printed on such ID. This identification card is not a contract or a license or an instrument that would require compelled performance by the holder, and shall provide every law enforcement agency with notice of the holder's exemption from the statutes that are required for the commercial use of the public ways for profit or gain. Ladies and gentlemen, you need to thank New Hampshire because they did everything for you right here. I've been yelling it, screaming it, saying, people, all the information you need, it's right here. You just have to create the information. So we're going to create a document. We're going to create information for people who are SAT Pack 1, SAT Pack 2, SAT Pack Prime, SAT Pack Plus, and even the people with child support. Okay, now the child support section of SATCOM will not be getting started until sometime at the end of January, before March. Between January and March, we will let you know. Go to the site and keep updated. Do not email, text, or anything talking about, I want to know you get started, I want to know you get started, I want to know you get started. Do not do that, people, because you won't get a response. Okay, I have made sure that all the emails are only with issues that we are currently offering at SATCOM. When I say we, because I've had to take on a greater role in advisory because we are now starting to implement some of the programs that I brought to that organization. And because I am the one who is bringing the program, I have to be there present evermore. However, let's get back to, this is not about the right to travel, people. This is about the fact that you guys keep volunteering. Remember, the tax system in America is a voluntary tax system because they cannot tax the servants. They cannot tax, so I said servants, sorry, the populace. They cannot tax the people. There is no law that permits the government to tax the private citizen. Private citizens are non-taxable. But you haven't known this because nobody told it to you. And don't go repeating that to anyone. You have to be able to explain that to people. If you go back, you will remember the video that I did prior to changing my name. And I put that online, gave them the name, social security number, and everything. And they said they couldn't find me. And so they said, hold on, give me that again. Name, mother's maiden name, street address, telephone number. Okay, nope, can't find you. Hold on. Let me try this one more time. Go someplace else. Okay, give me your name again. Okay, birthday. Okay, social security number. Okay, street address. Okay, mother's maiden name. I gave all of that information on video, did not bleep out nothing, did not cover over nothing, let you guys hear the whole conversation, and at the end of the call, she says, sir, I'm sorry, but you're not in our system. I can't seem to find you. I said, okay, thank you, that's all I wanted to know. Just to prove to all of you that I'm not a taxpayer. I have never been a taxpayer, and I will not be a taxpayer. Why? Because I'm not in it for profit and for gain. You thought it was a gimmick. It wasn't a gimmick. Look, everybody else who did videos prior to me, those so-called pre-human existence gurus, they're all in jail for tax issues because they were bringing in monies. And they were bringing in a lot more monies than their seminars were costing and the people that they had with them, and they weren't reporting that on their taxes. Why? Because that was an income. They didn't offset it. You came to a seminar of mine. I'm not doing any more seminars, so don't ask. You came to a seminar of mine. You only paid to offset the cost of the venue. And that was it. I didn't make no profit. And it wasn't doing that because I didn't want to be a taxpayer. I didn't make a profit because I'm not trying to get over on you. As a matter of fact, we have an organization that we're working with at SATCOM. A gentleman, now pay attention. I'm not going to tell you what business he's in because I'm not going to have you give him competition. But a gentleman listened to one of my videos, ladies and gentlemen. Well, he actually listened to a couple of them. And I'm going to let TTOPP be here. As a matter of fact, we're going to go to, where's the daycare one? There's one in here about daycare. I think it might be aid and health. But, hold on. Daycare, where you at, daycare? There it is, right there. I like the daycare part. Anyway, he actually started his own company. And his own company dealt with credit and debt, and helping people correct their debt. Okay, and I like this part right here, adding the picture of the little girl. Look at that, she so sweet. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, he started his own company just by listening to a video and doing his own research. And after he did his own research and started his own company, he has made $40,000 in over the expenses and everything, and he only has about 3 employees. Why? Because all he did was listen to the information, the same type of information I'm giving here. Do you know how much money you could save if you were to take care of your property and register it the proper way? I keep hearing about people taking their property off of the tax rolls. There is an exempt form, ladies and gentlemen, at the DMV. There is an exempt form at the tax department. There is an exempt form. Why? Because they must have the exempt form. All you have to do is ask for it. Well, what are you looking for, miss? I'm just asking you for your exemption form. Well, we have several exemption forms. Well, let's have you go ahead and give me a list of the exemption forms that you have. And I mean, I need that list to be complete, because each one of those forms will probably apply to me in some fashion or form. Did you notice how, young lady, I mentioned form? So I'm not here to sit up here and play word games with you. Now, you have an exemption form when it comes to driver's licenses. You have an exemption form when it comes to IDs. You have an exemption form when it comes to registering of an automobile by a private citizen that is in compliance with the Uniform Commercial Code, Article 9, Section 102, and Article... No, you asked me, you're going to sit here and listen. You sat up here and asked me for specifics, I'm going to give you specifics. See, that's what I do. You don't sit up here and question me when you know what I'm talking about, but if you want to sit up here, well, you're being too general, I need more specifics. So when I give you specifics, don't cut me off. You said you needed more specifics, I'm going to give you your specifics so you can have something to eat for the rest of the night. You won't have to worry about eating nothing else, because I'm going to give you so much specific that you ain't going to even want to know about no specifics after this. Do you understand me, Miss Specific? All right, ladies and gentlemen. What I am doing is explaining to all of you that you should be going about and taking care of your exemptions. Inflation's about to hit hard. And if you don't believe me, just wait until January. You don't believe me? Just look, I'm letting you know in advance. Wait until January. And watch and see how all prices on everything will start to go up. And they're going to be explaining all kind of excuses. Please understand. It's the tariffs, not the devaluation of the dollar, not the stock market. It's the tariffs that they placed on those other countries. They have already raised prices on all the goods, which means those prices are going to be raised on every other goods, which means when these companies report their fourth quarter earnings, they're going to report a profit. But January, they're going to be talking about how dismal the economy is and how dismal this is. You all think the economy is going so great because they said the economy is doing great. Ladies and gentlemen, the economy is not doing great. You know the economy is not doing great. I know the economy is not doing great. Ain't nothing turned around. Ain't nothing changed. The prices are still the same. Ain't nothing changed. So why are they saying things are going great? They're saying things are going great because they need to continue to convince you. That's why they keep saying it. They have to convince you. Now, we got the January when it comes, how devastating it's going to be for a lot of people. Then we got this right here. Come on now, where's my Ebola? You see all this? Japan improves Ebola testing system amid the rise of visitors from overseas. Wait, you mean a lot of people are coming from the Congo to Japan? No, but they're having a rise in visitors from overseas. They're not talking about from Africa. They're improving their Ebola testing because they're expecting Ebola to spread. I didn't say this, they said it. Hey, there are not a lot of Congolese people going to Japan. Maybe China, because China's investing over there. But you don't see a lot of Congolese people going to Japan. Come on now. You don't see a lot of Congolese people going to Japan. Did you guys know that 12 Congolese soldiers were killed in clashes with Ebola, and Ebola hit East? Then you got 16 UN workers, I believe it was. Let me make sure. Where the UN workers at? Where you at, UN? No, growing fears, DRC. No, where you at, UN? You guys just lost a bunch of people because you finally listened and you put in your troops and now they die and now you invested. I don't see the UN. Maybe y'all see it, but I don't see it, and that's okay. Look at this. Pivotal Response Day and World Response to Ebola nears. The launch of clinical trials. Ladies and gentlemen, nobody cares about clinical trials. DR, Democratic Republic of Congo, 2 additional probable cases have been confirmed. 2 confirmed cases were removed, duplicates. 16 deaths, confirmed case deaths, were removed, duplicate listing errors. Ladies and gentlemen, let me make sure you understand. They are doctoring the numbers with Ebola and the amount of people that are dying over there. Why? Because they don't have all the numbers. Why don't they have all the numbers? Because they're not in the areas that they should be in. Sorry, I was looking for the United Nations information where the United Nations, and this is the area I should have been in, where the United Nations has lost several of its United Nations peacekeepers, but I don't see it. Oh well. Now, I wish I could find that article where we find that the United States have pulled out all of its people during this particular outbreak. See, they asked about that the last time there was an Ebola outbreak. Where was the United States? How come the United States is doing this? How come the United States isn't doing that? The world's greatest nation. Okay, the United States is supposed to stand for something, isn't they? Aren't they? You know, she can't stand pressure. Okay? I wouldn't do that. He wants to just sit down and get to know her, y'all. That's all. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, if things are smooth in January and February and there's no hike in inflation and prices don't go up, then I am wrong. And I will stop talking about how bad things are going to get. But if January gets here and prices start to go up and they start to talk about the rise in prices and the rise in this and how this is going to impact the economy, and then at the end of January, beginning of February, they start talking about stocks and how volatile the stock market is, and then they start talking about how companies are now going to start to shut down by the end of the year because the companies have to raise their prices and people are not going to be going to those companies because the people won't be able to afford, and how people are going to be losing their homes because they can't afford to pay the rent because the food is now costing too much, and now the employers are going to have to pay attention. The employers are going to have to raise their prices at their stores, but the salaries of the employees are not going to increase. Okay, and then you're going to have a lot of people complaining, and there's going to be a lot of unrest. Pay attention. When it happens, this is not me predicting something. This is me just telling you these are the consequences of actions. When prices go up, these are the things that happen as a result thereof. Okay, now, this song has been done by so many groups, including my girl Stacy Lattisaw. I loves me some Stacy Lattisaw, but this is the Moments. Okay, but Love on a Two-Way Street, love that song too. That's what we do, y'all. We take y'all back. So let's go back to y'all understanding what's going on, because many of you guys don't know what's going on. So we're going to explain it again. You have a mortgage. Every year you have a balance on that mortgage. That's a debt. You need to be offsetting that debt on your taxes. You'll find that you'll get a bigger return if you did that. Okay? All of you guys are trying to figure out how to get a bigger tax return. Well, I just told you. Those of you who are trying to do the 1099 OID, you're doing it wrong. If you did it this way, you will get that money back on the 1099 OID. I can't tell you how to do it, because I know exactly how to do it, but I can't tell you because that's reserved for, hold on. No, y'all don't understand me. Helping people with their 1099 OID will be this organization. But that's not now. Okay? This organization will be helping those people take care of their 1099 OID the proper way so that they can get that monies back. And all they're going to be doing is getting 20%. That's it. 20%. That's it. 20%. You know, Donald Trump, that's it. That's all. Because they're exceptionally smart people. Really, really, really smart people. I mean, how many times does he talk about how smart somebody is and try to convince you? He's a salesman, people, and he does a very good job. You got to give him his credit. He does a very good job of selling everything. And all of the politicians around him, lying. He lying, they lying. I mean, you would think they were Jungle King, okay? Because that's how much lying they be doing. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you cannot be taxing your necessities. Your private property, your main home, your cars, those are exempt from taxation. You cannot be taxed on that. Did you know that you can't even be taxed on your food? But you didn't know that, did you? That's why you get to write your food off. Just keep your receipts. I know. Somebody should have told you. Well, I'm telling you. There are so many tax breaks that each one of you can get, but you guys have been trusting these stupid tax agents. So if a tax agent says you can't do any of the things I just talked about, show him where does it say that in the code? And then when he shows you that in the code, then you ask him one question. Okay, what's the exception to the rule? What are you talking about? Well, there's the law. Oh, there's always an exception. I want to know what's the exception. I want y'all to understand something. There is a thin line. See that thin line all around the edges? See, it's just a thin line, y'all. It's a thin line between debt and everything else. Okay? We're going to let that song start all over again. It's Bluetooth, and so that's what we're doing. Playing our little Bluetooth in the background. Ladies and gentlemen, here is your exception to the rule. Okay? UCC Article 9, Section 102, and UCC Article 9, Section 109. Get to know those. I promise you, if you go back over this video, you can start a pretty unique company taking care of a lot of things. I just wish everybody would just pay attention that there's so many opportunities out there, and the way SATCOM and SITCOM are working, we're not invested in the stock market, so even if the dollar was to go down kaput tomorrow, it doesn't really affect us to the point to where our doors were closed. We have 5 organizations that we are partnered with: SATCOM LLC, Nevis; SITCOM LLC, Nevis; SATCOM Washington; SATCOM, well, 7, SATCOM California; SATCOM Law, where we're at, where's the other SATCOM? No, then SITCOM Las Vegas, then SITCOM 911 LLC, and then TTOPP. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, each one of these organizations are put together to help people. We're not hiring anyone anytime soon, so please don't ask. We were putting together the nucleus because we had to make sure that we could do that. Now what we're going to do is we're going to be reintroducing the SAT packs. SAT Pack 1, SAT Pack 2, the previous SAT packs are grandfathered in, so anything that's added to SAT Pack 1, SAT Pack 2 will be added to the SAT Pack 1s, and the SAT Pack 2s, most of those programs were already added. If you did not get a DBA from SAT Pack 1, SAT Pack 2, be patient. Yours will be done. Okay, we cannot promise when because we have very limited staff, but we will do it. We've kept our word up to this point. Many people thought the SATCOM program was designed to help get people out of the system and help free people. Ladies and gentlemen, we never promised that. I don't know where people got that stuff from. We were creating securities, giving you an investment, giving you a security for which we were going to eventually fund. But because so many people out there were thinking something different, they were out there trying to duplicate what we were doing and messing things up for everybody, preventing us from doing what we were supposed to be doing with the agencies we were trying to do it with, because now they were looking at everything and slowing everything down. So much that we had to file complaints against those agencies, which are still being reviewed. Doesn't stop us because we're still going to do what we said we were going to do. We just have to go at it a different way. We can't even tell you how we're going to go at it because, again, people will try to mimic and try to copy. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to take information from my videos and use it, just don't try to compete. We're not competing with you. We're not trying to get over on you. We're not trying to make an extra dollar. You say you love my baby, girl, and that's a fact. Don't you ever go nowhere. This is my song, ladies and gentlemen. And if you ain't never heard this song before, I am so sorry. This is my brothers. They're called The Whispers. And this song is called Lady. Kiss me, drive me crazy. Would you do that for me? See, it's called Lady. And we're going to let Lady take us on out of here. Say you want my baby, girl, and that's a fact. Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, ladies, we want you to have a very good night, very good day. And again, if I've given you any information, you should appreciate this information here. Okay? The reason why you should appreciate this information here, because I guarantee you, if you do your research, you can not only start your own company helping everybody else report their taxes properly without being a tax agent and giving false and misleading information, and you yourself. Now remember, you start a company, you're in commercialism. Do you love me? He loves you, ladies. Okay. No power on this earth can keep us apart. You engraved in my heart. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, you can't make a profit. You cannot start a company and make a profit and not be responsible for paying taxes, because you're no longer a private citizen at that point. Now, can you make a profit and run your own company and do it to support yourself? Of course you can. You can be in business for yourself. You can engage in commerce for yourself. But you cannot engage in commerce and make a profit. You cannot engage in commerce and create a corporation, because once you create that corporation, you are regulated. Okay? You can be regulated. Just so that you guys could know. So again, that's the whispers. And they're taking us out of here. And we just gonna let them get, don't you ever go nowhere. Answer to my prayers, just like fresh air. Not if you're in California, there's no fresh air. All of that smoke. You cannot despair. Don't you ever go nowhere. See, this music, we have a lot of stuff being done today, and I know people saying, well, your parents said the same thing about the music you like. No, I like the music my parents listened to, ladies and gentlemen. So my parents didn't say that about the music I like, because this is the music they listen to. Do you hear me? Want you to hear every word I say. Okay? My parents listened to this music. And when they did, see, that means I love you.
That means I love you, baby.
See? See? You know what that means?
That I want you, baby.
See? They knew that. So my parents didn't talk about the music I listened to. But they also knew I was a music connoisseur. I listen to everything. You know, that means that I'm gonna get you. That's right. Well. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I told you we're gonna let the whispers and ladies take us on out of here. Okay? This is the whispers. Kiss me, love me, squeeze me, honey. Do anything that you want to do, but don't you ever go nowhere. All right, ladies and gentlemen, y'all have a good day. Goodbye.